Okay, it's a rainy day here in Northern California. We are going to come at you guys hard today. We're going to be having a lot of fun. We're going to be talking about real estate, what makes you stand out without being louder, and a ton of other different tips and tricks. This is going to be a two-part series. So this is going to be our first part. Michael is going full Kramer today. He's got hair sticking out of his earballs, his top of his head, and his chinny McChin-chin. It is amazing. It's wet. The static electricity is everywhere, and the fray is amazing, especially since he put so much gel in his hair. Michael, how are you doing without the gel in your hair today?
Good, Greg. How are you doing? Good to see you. I had a hat, but I left it in the car.
Oh, no.
And it's raining too hard to go outside because then I would be soaking wet. So I'm not wearing a hat today.
Well, that's
so
a non-starter.
I like the Kramer. I don't have a problem with it. I am good to go and looking forward to it. So let's get rolling. I am staring at the documentation that you sent me, and I think other than the rain, this all looks pretty good. So let's have a quick conversation about how agents are losing leads, referrals, and what they can do to keep that going. And Greg, I am going to prompt you for number one.
Let's go.
I want to know how agents actually stand out in today's business without standing on the corner in a monkey suit, waving one of those signs where they spin it round and round. How do agents stand out and differentiate themselves in today's market?
Content, 100% content. You have to be relevant to the local buyer and seller, the local business owner, the mayor, the principal of the schools, the head of park and rec. You have to stand out. You have to be relevant to the individuals around you in your community, because once you become relevant, you become awesome. Once you become awesome, you become someone they can't live without. It's like going to your kid's favorite ice cream store and getting exactly what they want with the right toppings. That's what people are looking for. My nieces, they were just in a dancing competition, and I went and bought them at halftime $20 gift certificates to their favorite yogurt shop. These little girls, 11 and 6. Yeah, 11 and 6. Maybe I'm not the best uncle on earth, but 11 and 6. And I got them this, and they went through the roof because I saw them, heard them, and felt them, not in a weird way, but I felt what they would like versus flowers, right? And they loved it. And guess what they did, Michael? Ask me what they did with their gift cards.
What did they do?
They took me out for yogurt. And I'm like, guys, gals, this is for you, not for anybody else. And that's the thing about standing out without being louder. You see what people are looking for in their lives, then you provide it to them. If they're hungry, give them food. If they need shoes, give them shoes. If they need some, therapy, give them some therapy. Talk to them. Be a friend to these people. This is going to go farther than any marketing program you can ever put into action in your lifetime. If you sit down and you're being honest with them, you just made a friend for life. Michael, give me your next step here. What's our next choice here on our first part of our conversation?
On the first part of the conversation, we've talked about what agents do differently. I want to talk about some key differentiators. So you've talked about content. What kind of content, Greg?
Relevant content. And when I say relevant content, what I mean by that is this. It's going to be something that's going to be relevant to the individuals listening, not relevant to you. So how do we make that look correct in today's day and age? So you have kids. A lot of folks at my age, Michael's age, and the folks that are listening to us have kiddos or grandkids or nephews and nieces. There's some sort of little small human being involved in your life. What is the most important part in their lives? Then correlate that thought pattern into your clients' lives. What's the most important part? My nieces love, and my nephews, both of them. I have 6 of them, 8 of them. Yeah, my biggest one just turned 13 today. So happy birthday to Riley. Woo. He's officially a teenager. So good job, Rye Dog. Way to go, player. But what's relevant in a 13-year-old's mind? It's probably going to be girls.
13-year-old girls.
And, some sort of think something in sports, right? Yep. So what's relevant to your clientele? Then speak their language.
So I'm going to say freeze for 1 second here, because Greg, I think you are spot on that you've got to talk to people about what is important to them and the things that touch them. But in your notes, you actually added what I think is the absolute number one priority for agents that are looking to communicate. And I think that number one thing, Greg, is you've got to have hyper specific, hyper local content. And the specific is it's got to be about the people that you're talking to, but it's also got to be relevant here. Because, Greg, if you're talking in California about something in New York, nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares at all. They want to know about what's here, what's local, what's going to impact them today. It doesn't help if Greg's down in, sunny San Diego and he's talking about the weather and you look outside. I mean, you can barely see out Greg's window there. It's storming Norman.
It's
Norman.
It's dumping water right now.
It is
100%.
dumping water. And it's funny because, Greg, we got a new fountain and I'm always out there during the day. It's a pretty big fountain. So every few days I have to add water. I don't have to add water today.
You're good, brother.
It's pouring over the side. So the other thing that I think was super important was the second bullet that you put, and I don't think we can express this enough. Your communication needs to be predictable. And yes. Greg, I want to ask you what that means to you. I know what it means to me, and I know what the word translates to, but let's explain how this content needs to be predictable for people.
Okay, so it's like anything else in life, right? You have to use the bathroom every day, potentially multiple times. You have to eat at least 1 to 3 times a day, drink water. That's predictable. That's something that's innately into our DNA as living creatures. So when it comes to content creation and being relevant to the local folks around you, you have to teach your people, the followers, the listeners, you have to show them this day, this time, this content. And then once you understand whatever realm you want to walk in regards to content creation, it's not bad. It's amazing. It's you. That's the part that people are going to touch into. So if it's about childcare, cooking, workouts, working in a garden, real estate, cold calls, cooking a pie, whatever it is, and I'm making generalizations here 100%. But if you show me on Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time or Eastern Standard Time or Central, wherever you live, you're going to come live and you're going to show me how to bake a cake in this brand new pie or this cake or this new blender opportunity for like cleaning out parasites in my body or my new negotiating tactic or look at my chickens or figure it out. It's all about being consistent and persistent with content that people know they're going to get when they come to see you. The folks that show up to see you, then it's on you to go back and have a conversation with them in the DMs and then privately, maybe off air and through phone calls or text messages, but you build that relationship. But your content is key. You have to present the content consistently and persistently. If you don't, they will go somewhere else and they will look and watch somebody else and you will lose that business. My buddy Tom Tiller moved from Michigan to Florida. His number one biggest gain right now is directly from YouTube videos. Now, he walked into Florida completely deaf, dumb, and blind, right? Now, I'm not demeaning him or his family. I'm just saying it was a different marketplace. And he's crushing it. Josh Bryant, another good friend in Florida, moved from Michigan. Again, kind of a trend there. But they're building their businesses based upon content creation. So that would be the answer to a very short question, very long answer.
Okay. So the next one that I'm going to touch on briefly before we go on to part 2 here is, Greg, I think you and I talk all the time about AI and how to create agents and how to use AI to build communication and to source data materials. I want to make sure that you and I are in agreement here that one of the core focuses of this communication when you are talking with your client base, your friends, the people in your sphere, is that your communication be personal. That when you are using stuff to generate content, that you are still keeping a human touch and the voice is consistent with the way you communicate. If it sounds way different, people are going to know it's fake, and nobody, and I mean nobody, wants the fake you.
No,
right. They want to know that you care and that you're reaching out and that it's important.
So let's ask another question right back at you, and then I want you to continue. What would be a fake version of you if you had to pick one right now, Michael?
I think a fake version of me would be Robert Redford. in
Great actor.
great actor in his prime. So back a few years when he was really strong, and it would be somebody that has a voice that speaks out, is authentic, that's believable, and has a tone that is relatable. At the same time, what I know that I deliver in my communication now is a very friendly, very engaging, very professional and consistent tone. And I use AI to drive that, but I don't just take AI, no matter what it says, copy and paste it. I give it a personal touch, and I make sure that the messaging is consistent with what I want the messaging to be. So what I like for my AI engine right now, Greg, is I like that it's me, that it's personal, and it's true to who I am.
I agree with that. And I mean, that's the whole point of our title is why 90% of agents lose referrals because they're unauthentic. Sorry, wrong verbiage. Inauthentic in regards to their core values and where they really stand. I had a conversation with a woman last night on a totally different subject matter, and the conversation was going a little sideways. And it wasn't a romantic thing or anything like that. It was just a conversation about a different subject matter, which I hate massages. She wanted to go get a massage with me because my back hurts all the time. I'm getting to that age, and so I'm constantly hurting. And she's like, well, why don't you come with me? And I said, look, I have a zero desire to be a part of anything massage-wise. I mean, I would rather, cut my heart out with a spoon and move forward with life. And she heard the authenticity, but if I had lied to her or told a mistruth, I wouldn't be telling my truth.
Yeah.
Same thing with marketing, correct?
I get it. I get it. So
let's go on to the next one.
Just so you know, Greg, I'm not sleeping. My dog's down, my feet snoring. So if anybody hears that, it's not Greg.
It's just Michael snoring.
All right. So, Greg, we talk about systems, we talk about processes, and we talk about what it takes to get ahead. What are you using for follow-up, and what do you think the best buyer and seller follow-ups are? And I want to add in there that part of the talk needs to be about how to use them, because having a great system and using it incorrectly doesn't help anybody.
Okay. Do you want to go old school or new school?
Let's go new school, because if you're old school in business, your system is either working for you or it's not. If it's not working for you, then it's time to go new school. If you have an old school system that is working, run with it.
Okay. Let me ask you a question.
Yep.
What's your best friend's name?
Greg McDaniel.
Shut up. What that guy? Okay. The guy who you helped buy a cabin where you guys can go snowmobiling together. Let's call him Bob, right?
Yeah. I would say, honestly, my best friend outside of my wife is probably Troy, my snowmobiling buddy, who may, after this storm, not like me when the roof falls in and he can't get to his cabin. But
so you talk to Troy in a certain way, right?
Yes.
How do you talk to a new client?
Differently.
Why?
Because I try not to use that many cuss words when I'm talking with a new client.
Well, okay. Well, let's minus the cuss words. You and I both have dirty mouths, and that's why people love us. Because we're real and authentic. But let's say it's a new client versus talking to Troy, right?
No.
The problem. Sorry, what?
I'm very similar. I treat my customers like my friends.
And a lot of folks don't do that. And that's a real distinctive difference in regards to how you relate and interact with clients. I had a couple of clients of mine. It was a hot summer day in the East Bay. And all of you guys who don't know where the East Bay is, it's San Francisco, 35 minutes as a bird flies from the city, drop into Walnut Creek and Concord, Alamo, Danville, San Ramon. It is hot as all get out, like 110, 120 during summertime, when it's really hot days. I walked up to a client of mine. I called him on the phone. I actually didn't walk up to him. And I said, hey, man, it's hot as all what out here. I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to wear shorts and flip-flops. Is that cool? He's like, dude, totally. So I showed up in tan shorts, polo shirt, dress shoes, not dress shoes, but like nice tennis shoes. And he goes, and I'm going to cuss here for half a second because this is exactly what he said. He's like, Greg, what the fuck, man? You said casual. Where are the board shorts and flip-flops? And all of a sudden at that point, I realized to the fact that your clients are an extension of you. So act consistently between your friends and your clients. There is not going to be an opportunity for them to ever come back and say, well, you weren't honest, you weren't truthful, you weren't relevant, you weren't relatable. It's like, talk to my best friends and see what they say about how I interact with them. Be you at all sinking points in life, because once you deviate from not being you, you go down the rabbit hole of trying to keep up with the Kardashians. And that's a lot of booty to follow, by the way. But you got to follow that and you have to remember everything you didn't say correctly. So be honest, be transparent, be real, be authentic, and your clients will come to you. Michael, next question. Let's move forward. I want to get your opinions.
So next question, I really want to talk about the tools that you use. I know that technology is important. I know that for me, I've tried just about every tool that's out there across the board, and it is changing. It is changing so quickly that it's almost impossible for the average agent to keep up. AI is changing this business. But when we look at the less pricey, less agent,
Excuse me, it's affordable. It's
affordable. I look at Follow Up Boss, which I've been using lately, and I love it.
Good.
It's a great tool. It's AI enabled. I know Go High Level is another one that people are using. I find a little bit pricey on Go High Level.
Well, Go High Level is for a whole different dimension of real estate agents. This is not for your average agent. So when you guys are listening to this and he says Go High Level, this is a very complicated system in regards to understanding how it operates and how you can truly utilize it. So start simple. Michael, would you agree with that thought?
I would agree with that. I think that Go High Level really kicks in when you're actually starting to do some business and you are working from within a team. Follow Up Boss, very much the same way, just less expensive. The one issue is, love it or hate it, Follow Up Boss is owned by Zillow, and it's very much integrated with Zillow. So now if you are on one of the flex plans, you're going to be using Follow Up Boss anyway. So it's not a bad way to go. Lion Desk is another budget-friendly program, and there are some that you can get for virtually free. So look out there. And guys, I'm going to tell you up front, and Greg, you can interject on here.
Sure.
I don't care what you use as long as you use it. I do care if you subscribe to something, anything, and don't use it. Right? So
I would agree with that.
If you're going to use just anything, go in and use it. Okay. And Greg, let's talk about, how we do that. So you want response from people, but what do you use the CRM for? If you've never used a CRM.
Well, CRMs, I mean, people can use it through spreadsheets, your Google Calendar. I mean, hold on. I'm giving kind of a different thought pattern here. I know where you're going with this. I know where you're going, and I respect it. But, I mean, if you have a CRM, let's say you don't have the money for a CRM. That's your follow-up database, right, guys? So, Michael, what is a CRM first off? What does that mean, and how would you use it if you were going to use it at a high level? Well, I mean, make it concise, because this thing's literally going to run out of power.
Okay, no problem. Let's quick talk about that. CRM, contact relationship management. This is where you put your contact data in. The first thing you want to do is you want to remember your client's name. You want to remember their email address. You want to remember their phone number, their spouse, their kids, all of those things. You're going to put it into the CRM. It should be tied into property data. You should track what they've seen, what they thought about what they saw, anything that they've made an offer on, or anything that they own. You want the ability from within that CRM to message your client easily. And by message your client, sometimes that means bulk message in a personalized way. So I send out mortgage information and I do it to all of my clients, but I personalize it for them. Okay. One of the fields that I put in there is the areas they're looking, right? So that it says, hey, if you're looking in San Jose, California, then here's what you're going to see and why that's important.
I love it.
You running out of battery?
No, I just had an idea.
Go ahead.
When it comes to social media and reposting and talking to through your CRM and everything else, here's an idea that's zero cost basis. Now, every one of us, we go to the bathroom at least a couple of times a day, right? That's a fact of life. We have to eat, right? At least 1 to 3 times a day, depending on kind of who you are, where you are. And then you have to get some sleep and stay out of the rain, right? Or snow or whatever it is. What if you did this? What if you went in to all of your CRMs and you were able to, through social media, identify the people who have birthdays and say, hey, look, I'm giving you a cash in whenever you would like a lunch with me, one-on-one. I'm buying. Love to get some time and catch up with you. Now, it doesn't cost you a dime up front. You give somebody an opportunity to look forward to something. You pick the restaurant. I'm buying.
Yeah.
Now you write it off as a business expense. You have the opportunity to, put some food in your belly, a burger, a sandwich, a salad, a soup, whatever your flavor is. You have a good conversation, learn how to connect their business to your other connections businesses so that you be a connector in life. That will drive you through the roof in visibility. Now, we can do cold calls, which I love doing cold calls, by the way. I've done over 1 million, literally. And, social media, videos, so on and so forth. But, Michael, if you saw a video of me and then you heard a conversation from me to the screen going, hey, if anybody's watching this, you want to go to blah, 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 yakety schmack at First and Main for lunch on Wednesday at noon, please meet me, DM me, I'm buying. Now, free lunch, networking, hanging out with an old friend. Okay. Is there any reason that wouldn't work in today's day and age to go from online to offline?
No. And I think that's the important focus, that every one of your emails, every one of your contacts has to have some sort of call to action.
Right. So that's a CTA. So call to action, explain that a little bit more to me. So in case folks don't understand what that is or need a re-verification.
Call to action, get your contact to do something. Greg, get them to go out to lunch with you, get them to go out to coffee, get them to click on a link, get them to watch a video that you've sent them, something to do something.
Right.
And I think that's important. And it doesn't have to be constant sell.
Thank you.
Do something. Do something to help you. Check out this information that I saw about your community. That's not a hard sell.
No, it's easy.
Okay. Hey, I saw a great bit of information about your community, and I wanted to share this with you about what's going on in Walnut Creek this weekend. Take a look. Click the link below. That is your call to action. Click the link below.
That is amazing point of view right there. So in the Bay Area, there's a thing called SF Fun, Cheap and Fun. SF, Michael, can you double check that word? It's SF Cheap and Fun or SF Fun and Cheap. One of the two. It's where they get all the different. You can go to different segments of the Bay Area, and you can check in and see what kind of events are either free or cheap.
Wait, there's more.
There's more.
This is other areas besides FF, but SF. You can go to sf.funcheap.com, and it has things like the Mardi Gras Fat Tuesday celebrations, massive free downtown SF festival returns for 2026, Laugh GPT comedians versus AI comedy battle.
Dude, so okay. Think about what Michael's telling you right now. Go to every marketplace that you guys are currently living in and working in. Find something or a resource. I almost guarantee there's going to be something out there where you can go and get these different resources. I used to do videos about this on a weekly Friday basis, talking about the crazy cool events, and I'd give my opinion about it. Like, oh, there's going to be a coloring contest. Well, I'm not going to that one. That sounds boring as shit. All right, so let's go to like this comedy talking about blah. That sounds pretty cool. Let's go to a Chinese event in Chinatown, bringing in the year of the whatever they're bringing in the year of. That is conversation topics. It's liquid gold. You can slice it up through Opus Clip, push it out to your social media, and then be able to give context to people around you and to say, hey, look, if you guys want to meet up, I'll be at 4th and Main Street at this time to this time. I'm going to buy lunch for everybody who meets up with me. Let's go have a good time and have a new experience. That is where you make your business. I mean, a lot of my business in the last couple of years came from the folks that we used to do bouncing work at a nightclub. And you know what? My servers, my ex-bouncers and I, we see each other in the supermarkets and we just run to each other and just giant hugs, because we went through trials and tribulations with a lot of this stuff. But that build a bond with the people in your database, in your sphere, and your friend, your family network. Become Tom Cruise famous to 50 people. And that's all the business and marketing you ever have to do. Maintain those relationships like a good garden. Give it the right nutrients, give it the right water, give it the right sunlight. Show them love, give them some, love back. You will make so much freaking money. on just being friends with people.
In the interest of being the sexiest man alive, can I just be Brad
You
Pitt
are
famous?
devastatingly handsome.
Yeah, Brad Pitt famous. Okay.
Brad Pitt right there, ladies and gentlemen.
So we talked a little bit about content. Let's talk about cadence real quick. I think that the important fact here is you need to be consistent with your messaging. Don't just blow in and send 4 messages one week and nothing for 3 months.
Exactly.
Okay, be consistent. All right.
Well, Michael, I want to pick your brain on that really quickly.
Yeah.
Gary Vee, when he first started doing YouTube videos, the Wine Library back in the Dizzle day, right?
Yep.
Shooting with VHS tapes out of his parents' liquor store basement, talking about wine. He looked like a toddler with a hairpiece. But you know what? He made a point, and this is the real important thing, guys and gals. If and when you start creating content like Michael and I do on a consistent basis, take the time. Go back and make sure you make a comment, a like, something to every single person that's liked, commented on anything you put out there. Yes, sometimes it's going to be repetitive and laborious, and yes, it's not going to be fun, but guess what? People feel heard, they feel seen. Once they feel heard and seen, they respect you because now you're part of their inner circle. Continue that cycle in every aspect of life. Happy birthdays to every person. Doesn't matter if you know them or not. It doesn't matter if you like their comment or not. Just ask questions. Get engaged. The algorithm will pick up and spin it out to more folks. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain to be purely communicative. That's not the right word. In communication with these other individuals.
Yep. 100%. All right, Greg, we're closing in on that 30-minute mark. So got a couple more things I want to touch on before we get there. When do you stop communicating with people?
Never.
Okay.
You always communicate. Okay, Michael, you've been married for how many years?
They bought from me, Greg.
How many years have you been married? How long have you been married?
22.
You're like, oh shit, how long have I been?
26 minus?
Minus delete the odd years. Okay, okay.
Let's
so
see, my daughter is 21. So yeah, it's 22.
So you and your beautiful, beautiful wife and your 2 beautiful daughters, let's say you just stop talking to your wife. You stop talking to your kids. How do you think that's going to go over?
Probably not well. That would be the end of that relationship.
Right. So carry that into your business relationships.
Yeah.
If your spouse is important to you, your significant other, your partner, whatever, right? Whatever the terminology is, that is your client. The way you treat your spouse,
100%.
Hope to God you don't beat them. And I make that as a joke. I'm just kidding around. But I mean, thank God you treat them the way you treat someone you love.
Yeah.
Stay in contact, touch base with them. How are you doing? How are you feeling? I heard you were sick. How was that new job promotion? Your daughter or son just got into that new school. What's the school like? I'm thinking about looking at for my kids. Hey, we should get lunch.
Yeah.
That's as hard as it takes to get business in any place. If you drop me into pick a place anywhere in the country where I've never been, just pick a city, pick a state, pick anything, just go, pick something.
Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
I used to live in Madison. I don't know where Milwaukee is, but it's probably somewhere close. If I walked in Milwaukee and I didn't know a single soul and it was ass cold outside, negative, what, how would you start business? It's very simple. I can walk you through the program.
I'd start
being relevant,
building content,
building relationship with local businesses, being out there, spreading some salt on your neighborhood, your neighbor's driveways, getting a snow plow or a blower, cleaning up people's stuff, saying who you are, where you're from, not trying to sell, but as an advocate for the community, you're going to build friendships. 100%. A grandma's not going to break her hip because you put salt on the driveway. A
100%.
Little kid's going to go to school because you help plow out that driveway so people can get, go to work and get their kids to school. You become the individual that is a champion for your community. Yeah. That is as hard as it is. It is that simple. Michael, I have 14% on my computer.
Okay.
100% dice.
So we're gonna wrap up here, but let's talk a little bit about what's coming next, Greg, because I want to make sure that you know what you're going to see in this next episode, and it's super important to watch. When we talk next week, we're going to talk about the top 10 reasons that agents fail.
Yeah.
And I think that this is important. We're also going to talk about how to do things that you don't necessarily want to do. And I think video is the big one. Greg and when I started doing this with Greg, I hated being on camera. Now I don't
He
care.
really did.
You can see my hair is messed up. I don't care because I was late getting to this, writing an offer. We're going to talk about faceless YouTube and AI agent content creation and how to keep it authentic to you. So why do people fail? How to create content that you otherwise wouldn't do. And then we're going to talk about how to create a content plan. Because if you constantly wing this, like Greg and I sometimes do,
hey, shut up,
and don't have a plan, you are planning to fail. And I know that is an overused phrase, but it's very true. Either have a plan or plan to fail, one of the two. And then we're going to go back into how to combine using your CRM things with your regular content, with CRM content, and how to keep a communication plan with your client. The last thing that we are going to talk about,
this is the best part, by the way. This is the best part.
The last two things that we're going to talk about is strategic collaborations. Okay. How to take your business from a 10 to a 95. Okay. And these collaborations can do this because imagine if you had an easy way to go out and create an army of people trying to promote you. That's what collaborations do. Right? It's no longer just you going, hey, I'm cool. Hey, I'm cool. It's you going, I'm who I am.
Did you just do jazz hands?
Bow, 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 bow. If I was standing, I'd be wagging. But it's going to be about more than just you promoting yourself. You're going to take advantage of past clients, industry relationships, business contacts, everything that you knew. And then the final topic, and this is critical. This is absolutely critical, and it really should be step one, but we're going to put it at the end so that you don't forget it. We are going to talk about mindset shift. How you move from I am going to be a salesperson to I am going to be an educator. I am going to be a trusted guide. I am going to be your long-term resource when it comes to real estate. And once you're able to articulate that and build those relationships and have those friendships, your business is going to go through the roof. And I've realized it for myself. Okay. I have clients now where their kids call me grandpa, which makes me feel really old.
Well, you are.
I'm not as gray as Greg.
Hey.
And, you know, I had a young client who's buying. She said, it's great that you're so much like my father, because I feel like when you tell me something, it's exactly what he's going to say. So I know what to expect.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So many jokes on that.
I'm like, I'm so old. So that's what's coming in the next episode. That is our content plan moving forward. Greg, take us home.
All right, guys and gals, what Michael and I are building based upon what he just talked about, we are going to be creating a book, a digital and hard copy book of all of these episodes with the highlights and bullet points. So if you guys are more of readers versus listeners or watchers, if you want to highlight everything else, we're going to be putting together a notebook by the end of this year of 2026 based upon the time of this recording in February. And we're going to literally give you guys worksheets, note pages, you know, the highlight bullet points, so you guys can really put it into your life based upon these conversations and the interviews that we're doing. So we're here to provide value for you.
Yep.
Just please, I mean, in all honesty, take this information, disseminate into your life, push it forward out to your local and, you know, non-local individual agents or teams that might need to hear this one little tip that you're putting in there. Be that warrior in this industry to bring value to everybody around you. This is why Michael and I created this podcast. We don't have to do this, but we want to do it because we want to show you guys the cool things that are out there. And Michael is an absolute treasure trove of content. Reach out to him. Michael, what email is the best email for you, buddy?
Hey, you guys can get a hold of us, Michael at regeeks.com, Greg at regeeks.com. You can find my first book, AI for Real Estate, on Amazon right now, we are going to be offering that up. If you send me an email, like and subscribe, send me an email at michael@regeeks.com and say, I want your book. I will send it out to you free of charge.
That means
For
no
10
shipping,
people.
guys. No shipping. It's free.
No shipping. It's 100% free. And it's actually a real book.
It's a real book. I have it.
Yeah.
I have 2 copies, actually.
2 copies because he couldn't find the first one.
I couldn't.
Hey, and onto that, like and subscribe. It doesn't cost you a dime. We're not irritating. We're not begging. We just want thumbs up, and it's nice to have subscribers. So please fill in, and
we'll go from there.
We'll go from there. Greg.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is RE Geeks. This is where you get all your real estate content, technology, and opportunities to move forward in the future at a low cost, no cost basis and kick the snazzolas out of those irritating, competing real estate agents in your market. So stay tuned, share with a friend. Until next time, Michael, boom.
Boom.
Peace.
Greg, peace. Thank you.
Love you guys. Bye.